Manchester United have received a bid from West Ham for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Fulham set to apparently offer 30 million for Scott McTominay, and the truth about Leny Yoro's injury revealed. These are some of the topics we will be discussing on this evening's show. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video. Let's try and see 1,000 likes on this episode. And if this is your first time watching, please do subscribe to the channel. I'm live every single day at 8:30, 1:30 and 6 p.m. UK time. Make sure you get involved. Everyone is welcome. Right, let's start with some positive news then. And that is around Scott McTominay. And the news coming in the last couple of minutes is that Fulham are set to table a £30 million bid for McTominay. I'll take it. 100%. I think that would be an amazing deal. It would be 100% profit. He's obviously come through the youth academy, so we'd have our profit and sustainability would be looking in a really, really nice way. Obviously, Fulham submitted a bid last week of £17 million, and this evening, Sky Sports, TalkSport, multiple different outlets are reporting that they're going to go back in with a second bid of £30 million, including add-ons. Let me know, would you sell McTominay for 30 million? I 100% would, without a shadow of a doubt. He's a hard worker. He never lets his head drop. He puts in the effort, but I just don't think he's good enough for Man United, at least to take us to the next level. He's good enough for the current Manchester United, who are finishing 8th, but to take us to, you know, the top 4 or to win titles, I just don't think he's the player to do that. So I like Scott McTominay. He's a good lad, but I think it is time to move on. And when you think of what we could do with that money, 100% profit, 30 million, the sky's the limit. So yeah, for me personally, thank you very much, Scott. But yeah, I think you're out. But you can let me know your thoughts on that one in the comments section below. The next story I've got for you is on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Again, breaking news that's just dropped in the last couple of minutes, that apparently West Ham have now submitted the first official bid for Wan-Bissaka. £10 million, which, let's be honest, I think is a bit of a joke. Apparently, Manchester United are asking for £15 million plus add-ons. How does everyone feel about that? As I said, 10 million is a joke. We'd be absolutely stupid to do that, okay? But if we can get it up to 15 plus add-ons, I would probably take that. You know, if we could get it up to 15 plus maybe 3 to 5 in add-ons, so on paper it looks like we've got about 20 million back, I would be okay with that. He's got 1 year left of his contract. He clearly doesn't fit in at Manchester United by the way of how Erik ten Hag wants to play. He's not good enough going forward and not good enough on the ball to work in an Erik ten Hag style team. So for that reason alone, he's on quite big wages as well. He's on about 90k a week. So when you add all of these factors together, 1 year left of his contract, doesn't suit the style of play, big wages, and is going to leave for free next summer. If we can get the 15 million plus add-ons, I would take that. Manchester United are apparently expected to reject the £10 million offer that's been made. And apparently West Ham are reluctant to pay 15 million. So I think we'll end up meeting somewhere in the middle between 10 and 15. Apparently Wan-Bissaka is happy to move to West Ham. He's agreed personal terms. So all that needs to be agreed now is the fee between the two clubs. If I was to guess, I would say it will end up being like 13 million plus add-ons, something like that. It won't be 10, it won't be 15. It will be somewhere in the middle, which I guess, you know, you've got to compromise a little bit, don't you? And that will then effectively allow us to use that money to go and get Mazraoui. Mazraoui's obviously agreed personal terms. He wants to come to Manchester United. He's told Bayern Munich that he wants to leave. So we'll use that money that we get from Wan-Bissaka and transfer it over to Mazraoui. So I think it's a good deal overall. You know, you're replacing a 26-year-old with a 26-year-old. And I think Mazraoui will be much more suited to what Erik ten Hag wants to do going forward. So let's get this one over the line. I reckon in the next couple of days, this one will be done. Obviously, it is this point now where they're just doing the negotiations between the two clubs. Everyone's trying to get themselves a bit of a deal, but this deal will be done, don't you worry. And then the next story I've got for you is on Leny Yoro, and I want you all to take a deep breath here, because it looks like it's going to be worse than it originally thought. This is coming out from Fabrizio Romano, so one of the most reliable journalists around, I would say. And he is saying that more tests to follow soon, but Manchester United are now concerned that Leny Yoro has fractured his metatarsal, which is a bone in your foot. It says that it will mean he'll be out for up to 2 months. I mean, what is our luck, right? What is our luck? I've done a bit of research myself as well, because obviously that's the best way to do things, isn't it? And it says on multiple different kind of medical websites that A broken metatarsal is a small bone in your foot. It's a small break, and it can be anywhere from 8 weeks to 12 weeks. So anywhere from 2 months to 3 months. I don't know whether because they're footballers they can speed up the recovery. I don't know. Like, I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm just a football fan sat in front of a camera. But from the information that I found on the internet, 8 to 12 weeks is what it says on there. Obviously, plus recovery time. So it might be that he can walk on it in 8 weeks, but he might not be able to play football. So, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely devastating, isn't it? Absolutely devastating. And Manchester United have to go and sign De Ligt now, or Branthwaite, whoever it is. I don't really mind anymore. I'm happy with either of them. Like, if we can get Branthwaite, great, go and do it. If we think that De Ligt's the better option, great, go and do it, because we need someone desperately. We play Man City in the Community Shield a week on Saturday, and I know it's just a friendly game, but I would like to win that game against Man City, and I would like to give us the best chance in the Premier League this season. And if he's out for 12 weeks, that will be August, September, October. We probably won't see him until like November, and by that point, we could be in an absolute terrible position by that point, realistically. And I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just being realistic, you know? By November, you'd have probably played, 10 games, 15 games? You want to be in and around top 4 at Christmas. And if you're not, then, you know, you might be lucky to get 5th or 6th. We saw Chelsea, they were mid-table, and then they went on a mad run and they finished like 5th or 6th, didn't they? So, yeah, it's really, really upsetting. Obviously, he was our big money signing. I know how excited you all were about Leny Yoro joining. I was absolutely buzzing. I remember the mood the day that Leny Yoro signed. It was probably the most positive I felt as a Man United fan in a very, very long time. So yeah, it is absolutely heartbreaking to see. And I just hope and pray that he is okay. I hope and pray that, you know, he gets the recovery he needs. And that as well, I hope he's not rushed back in some ways, because the last thing we want is to rush him back and then this to become a repeat injury, like we did with Lisandro Martinez. We rushed him back and then he got injured again for 3 months. So I don't know about whether metatarsals come back and things. So I don't really want to go down that route just yet, because there'll be some people saying, oh, does this mean he's going to be injury prone, you know, going forward? And I don't know the answer to that question. So let's park that one for now. Let's just wish Lenny Yoro all the best. And let's just hope that we see him in a Manchester United shirt this year. That's all I'm going to kind of say, as in this calendar year before December. That's my kind of hope. And if we can do that, I'll be happy. Yeah, so let's all just send Lenny Yoro positive messages. I don't know whether that's on Instagram, in the comment section of this video, whatever. Let's just send positive messages towards Lenny Yoro and hope and pray that he's okay, you know? Because I'm really struggling to put it into words right now. I am. And all I'll say is this, right, just to finish talking about Leny Yoro. Ineos need to go and act on the market now. We've only spent 50 million euros net this season. Last summer, we spent nearly 200 million euros net, okay? There is money to be spent. I understand what Ineos are doing at the moment. I get it. They're trying to sell the players first so that we can get more money for them, right? We spoke about this on the show before. If they buy Mazraoui before they've sold Wan-Bissaka, West Ham are going to offer us even less because they'll know that Wan-Bissaka needs to leave. Do you see what I'm saying? If we sign De Ligt before we sell Lindelof, teams will know. But it's gone past the point now. Our centre-back options are Maguire, Johnny Evans, Lindelof and Martinez. Martinez, obviously brilliant, world-class. But the other three are mid-table centre-backs, let's be honest. Johnny Evans got relegated to the Championship. I like Johnny Evans, but he's not good enough to be starting for Manchester United. Maguire, I think, would do well at an Everton, who are like a bottom-half team. And Lindelof, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he was at like a Brentford or an Everton either, you know? They're all bottom half of the Premier League defenders, apart from Martinez, who I think would get in any of the top 4 team. So we need to go and sign someone now. There's no excuses. There really, really isn't. So, yeah, let's try and send some positive vibes towards Leny Yoro. I'm going to wrap the video up here. Please make sure to smash a like before you leave. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This has been Daily Red Devil. I'll be back tomorrow at 8:30, hopefully with some good news. Hopefully. Bye for now, everybody.